The big bombastic outreaches that churches did and maybe are still doing, they're not of interest to me. Next on the Metal Pulpit. Thanks for joining me for another Metal Pulpit. So, I grew up in the late 70s, early 80s, 90s in the church world here in the United States. And it seemed like anytime you wanted to do an outreach, it was a big sanctioned church event, like huge, big sanctioned church event. It required a committee, it required budgeting, it required tons of volunteers. One of them that comes out, it really stands out in my mind, was this play that traveled all over the U.S. It was called Heaven's Gates and Hell's Flames. A monstrosity of a performance. And it literally scared people into heaven or hell and making a decision. And the church would see hundreds of people come in and maybe two stick around, which is great for those two. But, I just grew up in that culture. There was always something big going on, and the return was very little. And, quite honestly, now that I am a pastor of a church here in Wisconsin in the United States, that doesn't appeal to me. It just doesn't. Forming big choirs, doing big rehearsals, big cantata numbers over the holidays and things like that, nope, just not of interest. Blowing a huge budget on like thousands, maybe tens of thousands on bringing in a well-known author or sports figure to address a crowd and speak, no, that ain't doing it either. You know what we've been finding is the best thing to do? We've been doing this for years, probably 14 years. Serving. Serving. That's it. Just serving people. We have been on a kick since the new year now, doing what I would call servant evangelism. And it really is no strings attached. The way it works is we go to people, we give them things, we serve them, and we just say, this is our way of showing God's love to you in a tangible way. No strings attached. We don't preach at them, we don't do anything. And you would be amazed at the response we get as a church, as Christians, from the community as we do these things. So last month, what we did was, it was the last month of school, public school for the children, and we supplied both of the elementary schools here in town with enough donuts to feed their staff twice. They loved it. Now, this month, what we're doing is a thing called a bait giveaway. We have, I live in an area where you go 5 minutes in any direction and you're fishing on a lake that you would see in a brochure. Amazing fishing. I love fishing. I'm a bass fisherman. But what we're doing is we're getting a crew of people, those that don't like fishing or sitting on a dock or handling worms, they're baking cookies. Lots of baked cookies, 4 in a Ziploc bag, and then put them in a box. And then the fishermen, or whoever want to, will be sitting on the docks with cans of worms, like the containers you get the worms in, dozen worms, and we're going to be giving those out. We're going to be sitting on the boat launch at 2 of the most popular boat launches in our area on a Saturday morning from 6 a.m. till 8 a.m. and just giving out worms and just saying this is God's way of showing a tangible love, and that we enjoy serving, and that we don't only talk about love, we show love. And that's it. No strings attached. Enjoy your day. Go fishing. And by the way, here's some home-baked cookies. I think we could learn something from Jesus in the New Testament. In fact, I know we can learn something from Jesus in the New Testament, and that is that we need to serve. He said he came to serve, and we are a reflection of that, and we need to serve people. It doesn't take very much. It's not hard to do. 1 Corinthians 10:31 says, whatever we do, do it for the glory of God. I can give away worms and cookies for the glory of God. I can give away donuts for the glory of God. At our 4th of July celebration, the day we celebrate Independence Day in the United States, we're going to be walking around the grounds where they do the fireworks. And we see anybody doing the squinting thing and stuff, we're going to give them a free pair of sunglasses. A gift from Radiant Fellowship, the church I pastor. And already, just the things we've posted on Facebook, people have been joining and wanting to be a part of it. People that don't even go to church or are part of our faith, and they want to make cookies, they want to get involved, all these things. Let's put the big stuff off to the side. Use that money that you would use for budgetary purposes, on big things, bringing authors and all that stuff. Put it off to the side. Serve people. Find out where the need is. Serve people. It doesn't take a committee. It doesn't take a board. In fact, it probably doesn't take a lot of prayer discernment to serve people. Thanks for joining me. Have a great day.